Hello, Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to Broncos Breakdown on the MHRT Network. This is a show that is everything Broncos and brought to you with emotion, passion, truth, and of course, my comments. I am your host, Bronco Bill. Hey, just want to give a shout out real quick. Avatar always batting leadoff, of course. I think he checks in the day before my show. That just seems like, but Avatar, always great to have you. Avatar says, what's up, Broncos country and 2023 NBA champs, Nuggets Nation. Yep, you got that right, man. Absolutely. Bubba, absolutely love to see you in the house. Check this out, dude. My birthday is today as well. Today I am older than you, most likely. Yeah, I'm not ashamed of my age. I turned 65 today. July 21st, 1958 is when I was born. 50 years ago today, I spent my 15th birthday in Wrigley Field. And that's why that flag right there means a lot to me, because I've been a Cubs fan ever since 1973. Anyways, Bubba, congratulations on your birthday as well. Hope you have a great day. I've had a wonderful day myself. So just glad to see you guys in the house. Absolutely glad to see you guys. No doubt about it. All right. Breaking news just came across. Madungus Creevy just broke some news to me. Apparently, the Denver Broncos have signed the former Dallas Cowboy kicker, Brett Maher. Listen to this. If the Broncos end up signing, and it sounds like it's official, this was back in May. It says the Broncos end up signing Maher. He will likely join the team with a cheaper contract after posing better numbers than McManus did in 2022. There you go, guys. That would be phenomenal to sign him. And the reason why is the field goal kicker that we have now that we signed after we released McManus. It's only played a handful of games, literally a handful of games. So to sign a veteran like Maher would be awesome. Absolutely awesome. Now, I can't confirm it because I can't find it anywhere, on my phone and any of the apps or places that I looked prior to coming on the show. I mean, literally, he called me or came on the green room about 5-6 minutes before the show. So I had to scramble, try and find it. And I found that little tidbit. So don't hold me to the fact that we've signed him, but it sure sounds like we have. And that would be absolutely money. Absolutely money. Big time. All right. 1023 Hawks fan says, thanks for the Super Bowl and all the draft picks. Hey, you're more than welcome, man. Hey, you're more than welcome. Because you know what? Last year with Russell Wilson and Nathaniel Hackett debacle. Now we have Sean Payton. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to be honest with you. If Russell Wilson doesn't pan out, it's not because it's Sean Payton's fault. Sean Payton's fault. It's going to be Russell Wilson not being able to do it anymore. That's the bottom line. Sean Payton can only do so much. It's going to have to take Russell Wilson to grasp what Sean Payton is teaching and what Sean Payton is coaching. That's the difference. So a lot of people say, Russell Wilson's washed up. Well, yeah, you're washed up under Hackett. I mean, the whole team was washed up. 5-12? Seriously? Yeah, pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Broncos will not go 5-12 under Sean Payton. They may not have Russell Wilson as a main quarterback the entire time. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is under Sean Payton, the Broncos will not lose 12 games or more. They will not do that. It will not happen. Absolutely will not happen. And if it does, I mean, I can't see it. I just absolutely cannot see it. All right. 1023 also says Russell Wilson is the worst quarterback. Okay, you're going back on last year, man. I mean, you're going back on last year. That's all well and good. You have the right to go back on last year because that's the only that's the last that we've, that was the last thing that we've seen of him. So you have to go on that. I understand that. But let's just see what 2023 holds, okay? Let's just see what 2023 holds. Oh, and by the way, you're very, very welcome for Drew Lock because Broncos country, as well as myself, couldn't stand him. I know some people do like Drew Lock. I'm not one of them. And there's not too many in Denver, Colorado, or the state of Colorado that really like Drew Lock either. So, I'm glad you got him. Absolutely glad you got him. The only one I didn't want to give up was Noah Fant. I really like Noah Fant. But hey, we got our tight ends now, so we're good. And one last comment from 1023 says, we won the trade. Okay, you did. As of right now, you won the trade. It's not over yet, man. It's not over yet. I haven't seen Seattle in the Super Bowl or anything. I know they made the playoffs and that kind of stuff, but hey, it's what you want to finish up with at the very end. At the very end of the season in February. Absolutely. Okay, guys. One quick thing. I know, the MHRT network has been monetized. If you guys feel so inclined and you want to do so, please hit the super chat and appreciate it. And so will the network. We're not forcing it. We don't want that to happen. But like I said, if you guys like what you see, like what you hear, you want to, contribute, it's all well and good. Really appreciate it. All right, guys. Okay, let's get on with the first topic, and that is the Denver Broncos were recipients of 4 Emmy Awards from the National Academy of Television Arts and Science Heartland chapter. Those 4 are the 2022 Broncos schedule release with Peyton Manning and Russell Wilson, Demaryius Thomas, the heart of a legend, brand anthem to hype up the fans, which the fans were hyped up, but the team sure wasn't. And the 4th one was Steve Atwater, Road to Canton. Now, my favorite one in there is the Demaryius Thomas, the heart of a legend. If you guys have not seen that, absolutely amazing, just amazing. That Demaryius Thomas, he was just that production, the way they put it together was just outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. The other one, Steve Atwater, love that one too. Road to Canton, well deserved. He should have been in Canton years ago, but thank goodness he's there now. The Peyton Manning, Russell Wilson release of the schedule, that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny at all. I really liked it. And then the brand anthem to hype up the fans, well, we know how that ended up. Didn't end up too well for the team. Fans got all hyped up, but not too much for the team. Not too much for the team. All right. Thanks, Avatar. Avatar says, happy birthday, Bill and Bubba. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And then Avatar also says, Avatar, your birthday's next week. Well, congratulations. Happy birthday. And I hope you really have a great day and enjoy every bit of it. Absolutely every bit of it. Because every year that we're on this earth that we can be is great. Okay. Okay. So 1023 Hawks fan says it again. You guys got mad at us booing Russell Wilson when you guys did the same thing. Well, you're right. We did do the same thing, but that's what fans do. So it's all good, man. It's all good. All right. Sean McVay. Now, I mentioned this on my show last week about Hard Knocks, and I'm not a big fan of the Denver Broncos being on Hard Knocks. Not whatsoever. I don't want it. And Sean McVay, who's the head coach of the Los Angeles Rams, totally agrees with me. Now, this came out, I saw this came out after I did my show. Now, I'm not saying he watches my show because I doubt that very, very highly. But it's just ironic that he said exactly the same thing that I did. And here it is. Sean McVay, head coach for the Rams, revealed why teams are reluctant to be on Hard Knocks. He said, and I quote, "It has to do with the show revealing valuable information about its subject team, to which creates a competitive disadvantage when the games actually come around to be played." That's what I said last week. You don't want to give out information. You don't want to give up secrets or anything that you don't want out there on bulletin board material for teams that you're going to be playing. Not necessarily the team that is first or second or third on your schedule. It could be down the road. But if it's out there for them to see it and to capture it and to put it on the bulletin board material, so to speak, you don't want that to happen. It's a complete disadvantage. Absolutely 100% disadvantage. And like I mentioned last week, If Sean Payton wants to have closed lips, you can't have closed lips if you're on Hard Knocks. You watch. The Jets are on Hard Knocks this year. Okay, Detroit was on Hard Knocks. I think it was last year, maybe the year before. Anyways, no team that's been on Hard Knocks has gone deep into the playoffs. Why? Because secrets are revealed. Do I want the Broncos to be in that category? Heck no. Absolutely not. I mean, you might as well hand them the freaking playbook and go, here we go. Here's a playbook. Go ahead and take it, because we're going to give it to you anyways and show it to you anyways if we're on Hard Knocks. That's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. And the only way the Broncos are going to be, quote, forced to be on Hard Knocks next year is if they have another losing season. And I don't see that happening. Oh, it better not happen. I do not want to see the Broncos on Hard Knocks. And I think it was Avatar that said last week that the way you get on Hard Knocks, they can't do it this year because Sean Payton's a first-year head coach of the Broncos. But if they have another losing season, if they have back-to-back losing seasons, then they can be put on. I don't want that. I don't want that one bit for reasons I just stated earlier. I don't want it. It's not beneficial to the Broncos. Yeah, I mean, everybody out there everybody likes the old song, what's it called? Dirty Laundry by Don Henley. People love Dirty Laundry. They want to hear stuff like that. Not this guy, not me. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. I want the Broncos to keep their mouth shut. Don't do anything to put bulletin board material out there, and just go out there and win freaking games. Different games, okay? I mean, not different games, but win multiple games. All right. Speaking of Russell Wilson, as I did in that awards thing, rumors are swirling, and this is going to bother me too. Rumors are swirling around that suggest Russell Wilson is the next candidate to appear on Netflix's series Quarterback. And here's the reason why it bothers me. They're going to show things on how Russell Wilson goes through his workout, all that kind of stuff. I know people out there want to see it. That's fine. I don't. If it means that people can pick up on his tendencies and the way he does things and the way he prepares and his moves and all this, I don't want that out there. Sure, people say, well, hey, they can look at game film. They can study him all they want from past years and blah, blah, blah. That's okay, fine. That's game film. You can't stop that. But you can stop this. I don't want him out there revealing anything that he's doing that may eventually hurt the team in any game situation. I don't want it. Okay. The producers, however, of which Peyton Manning is the executive producer of the show Quarterback, he sees Wilson as an ideal candidate for season 2 of the hit show, which will air in 2024 following the 2023 season. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Peyton Manning loves the Broncos. Peyton Manning loves the Broncos. Still lives in Denver or somewhere in Colorado. I'm not saying Denver, but somewhere in Colorado. He loves the Broncos. And Russell Wilson is the Broncos quarterback. Does he put him on? I don't want any secrets to be let out, period. Now, if Russell Wilson goes out and has a blow up year and just tears it up, throws for 5,000 yards and 29, 30 touchdowns and maybe 10 interceptions or whatever, and he goes on there, okay, then that's great. Because, well, maybe it's not great, but at least he would have a great season. And I don't know, man. I just got mixed emotions when it comes to that. I really do. It just bothers me that you're putting out valuable information out there where others can scrutinize and tear down and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I'm just one of those things with me. I'm not really in favor of it. All right. John Elway is no longer employed by the Denver Broncos, but he still spends a lot of time around the team. Well, that's good. I mean, that's good. I mean, when you play that many years for, I think it was 16 seasons for the Broncos, 83 to 20 to 20. I think it was 18 seasons. If you play that long in the NFL, especially with one team, I mean, it's ingrained in you. It's ingrained into your heart and soul and and your way of doing things. And, sure, he stepped away from the game, and it's been some time since he stepped away. I didn't say 2021, did I? No, I said 2001. Yeah. Anyways, he stepped away, and then he was GM. He was involved in the Broncos organization for, many, many years after playing for him. It sticks with you. It really does. And so for him to still be around, that's good news for him. That's really good news for him. I continue. He said, and I quote, "I still go back for a lot of practices. I don't have an official role, but it's nice of them to keep me around. I'm excited about Sean Payton, and I believe Russell Wilson will have a bounce back year under Sean," end quote. I totally agree. I've been saying that. I've totally been saying it. Everybody harps on last year. Okay, so Russell Wilson had a bad year. So freaking what? Don't put all the blame on Russell Wilson. I mentioned this many, many times. I mentioned this in my show last week. Many, many times I've mentioned this. Nathaniel Hackett was the problem. He put Russell Wilson in a no-win situation. No-win situation. You call horrendous play calling on third down, or, you go for it on fourth down, and, instead of doing a quarterback sneak or something like that. It's stupid play calling. And then instead of trusting Russell Wilson, what do? You bring in a field goal kicker in McManus, who's never kicked a field goal beyond 60 yards, and expecting to make a 64-yarder in Seattle. Come on, man. I was going to say, what are you, stupid? Well, of course we know you are, because you made blunder after blunder after blunder. So to put all the blame on Russell Wilson is wrong. Totally 100% wrong. Plain and simple. Just plain and simple. Yes, Russell Wilson did have some issues. No doubt about it. He was injured. No doubt about it. But all the blame cannot go on Russell Wilson when Nathaniel Hackett was the one calling the plays. You just can't do it. All right. There has been a signing from a former Denver Bronco. The Baltimore Ravens are signing former Broncos running back. No, it's not. It's not Latavius Murray. Not him. Nope. They're signing former Broncos running back Melvin Gordon to a 1-year, $3.1 million contract. Gordon will join a crowded Ravens backfield with J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, and Justice Hill. Okay, good. Now maybe he can fumble for the Baltimore Ravens, because that's what he was good at in Denver. That's all he seemed to do. Get down by the goal line, hand it to Gordon. Gordon hands it to the other team. Way to go, Gordon. Way to freaking go. Now you're getting, now you're going to the Baltimore Ravens, where you can show them exactly how you fumble. Why not? Don't change now. No need to change now. You're good at fumbling. Just tell the Baltimore Ravens, hey, I want the ball inside the goal line. Okay? Just tell them that. Because if they give you the ball inside the goal line, I guarantee you're going to fumble. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But then on the flip side, I don't wish the guy really any ill will. I really don't. I'd like Gordon when he came over. It just didn't work out. But I wish him all the best. Not if we play him. That's for certain. I don't think we play the AFC North this year. In fact, I know we don't. We play the NFC North, and I think we play the AFC East or something. I have to look at schedule. But anyways, yeah. So I wish him all the best. I don't want him to get hurt or anything like that, or ruin his career or end his career. But I'll hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I just got people texting me and stuff for my birthday. I got to tell them I'll call them back. Anyways, guys. So like I said, I wish him all the best. But I just got a feeling he's just going to continue doing in Baltimore what he did in Denver, and that is fumble the ball away every chance he gets. Okay, so let me chime in here real quick. 1023 Hawks fan says, this is to Avatar. Avatar, Sean Payton haven't been to Super Bowl since 2010. And don't call them the donkeys, because donkeys and horses, I'm going to go into this again. All right. You just ruffled my feathers. Donkeys and horses are not the same. Absolutely not the same. They could be cousins. They could be related, but they're not the same. Okay? The Broncos are a horse. The donkeys are not a horse. That's why they're called donkeys. Okay? Now go ahead and, spout off and say what you want, and the little nicknames and the little, stuff like that. It's all well and good. But I'm just letting you know that horses and donkeys are not the same. Anyways, I continue. They haven't been to Super Bowl since 2010, and the Broncos haven't been to the playoffs since 8 years. Actually, if they don't make the playoffs this year, 10-23, it'll be 8 years. It's 7, okay? As we stand right now, it's 7. So that being said, guess what? When the Broncos won Super Bowl 50, how many times did Gary Kubiak win a Super Bowl as a head coach? Oh, yeah, 0. But he won it in Denver. So guess what? It can happen. It can happen. So, I mean, you can spout off and say anything you want. It's all well and good. But, you're talking about apples and oranges when it comes to horses and donkeys. You're apples and oranges. And the other thing is, Sean Payton can win Super Bowl. Look what he did with Drew Brees. Drew Brees was like basically nobody in San Diego. He goes to New Orleans, bingo, Super Bowl. Sure, it took some years, but hey, it had happened. All right, I continue. Just sorry about that, 10-23. I just had to chime in because I happened to see that on there. All right. Now, the sale of the Washington Commanders was unanimously approved for an NFL record $6 billion. Now, what bothers me is not the money. I could care less. It's not my money, and I'm not getting it anyways. What bothers me about this is Dan Snyder comes out smelling like a rose when he did all of those horrendous things to his employees as owner of the Washington Redskins / Commanders. He did. He allowed it. He turned a blind eye. And the NFL says, okay, you have to sell the team. And you know what Dan Snyder says? Great. Because I get all this money. And guess what? I come out smelling like a rose. Well, the problem with me is this. There should have been a clause in there by the NFL. Somehow, some way, the attorney should have said something like, okay, you can sell the team for whatever amount of money somebody's willing to pay, but half of that has to go to the people that you, what's what I'm looking for, that you disgraced, or that you harmed, or that you allowed to happen. So if there's $6 billion and he has to split or has to give to those people $3 billion, splitting it up, that to me would be fair. Nope, doesn't say anything about anything about the victims getting anything. It's just Dan Snyder gets $6 billion. Well, minus taxes and all that. We understand, but I'm talking about what it's sold for. That bothers me because the evil is getting rewarded and the people that are doing wrong are getting rewarded. It should not be like that. It should absolutely not be like that. He should have to pay, no pun intended, he should have to pay for his wrongdoing. And in paying doesn't always necessarily mean jail time or whatever. It could mean monetary. He should have to give those victims money, period. Make it hurt. Not that he couldn't live off of $3 billion. Of course he can. And he's got more money elsewhere as well. I'm just saying it should send a message. But I don't see anywhere in this article that he has to pay any restitution to those victims. That, man, it just absolutely angers me, frustrates me. Because it shouldn't be that way. Absolutely should not be that way. I continue. The sale goes to the Harris Purchasing Group headed by David Blitzer and household name Magic Johnson. The previous NFL record, we all know what it was, but the previous NFL record for a sale was the $4.65 billion of the Denver Broncos by the Walton Penner ownership group. Absolutely. That was considered an absolutely record-breaking amount of money. Looks like dropping a bucket now because of the $6 billion that corrupt Dan Snyder gets. Oh my gosh, man. It's just so frustrating. Absolutely so frustrating that he can benefit from it. All right. Jerry Wallace says, happy birthday, Bill. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Very, very much so. Thanks to, also Jerry for chiming in on the and being in the chat and being part of the show. Much appreciated, like always. I mention every single week at the end of the show. If it wasn't for you guys, the show wouldn't be nearly as good as it is. I really appreciate it. All right. I could have used Dalvin Cook as a jackass of the week, but I have an even worse one, although this one's pretty bad. So I'm not gonna do the jackass of the week intro. I will do that for the next one, but this would be jackass of the week 1A or number 2. Okay, but I'm leading off of this because, like I said, the other one's much worse. Okay, Dalvin Cook was released by the Minnesota Vikings earlier this offseason, and perhaps this is one of the reasons. Reported by BroBible.com, Dalvin Cook offered his ex-girlfriend $1 million. Why? $1 million for what? Oh, getting into that. $1 million to absolve him of wrongdoing after alleged physical assault. Why are you freaking kidding me, Cook? Really? You're going to try and pay off somebody to keep their mouth shut? Oh, so that means you did do something. Because why would you pay somebody to keep their mouth shut and say, oh, not keep your mouth shut, but say, hey, no, nothing really happened. Whatever, I made it up, or, I was angry with. No. No, you don't give $1 million to somebody if you haven't done something wrong. Why are you trying to bribe this? Why are you trying to bribe your ex-girlfriend? Why are you trying to pay her off? If you didn't do anything wrong, Dalvin Cook, why are you trying to pay her off? Listen to this. Cook's team at the time, the Minnesota Vikings, initially offered her, his ex-girlfriend, $800,000 before upping their offer. But she declined both offers. Wow. Not only was Dalvin Cook trying to pay her off, the Minnesota Vikings were trying to pay her off to keep everything out of the media, out of the public eye. Holy smokes. The Minnesota Vikings organization getting involved in this? Really? Holy Toledo. So did the Vikings want Dalvin Cook on their team that bad that they were willing to put up $800,000 and then up it to, looks like $1 million or whatever? It didn't say. It just said before upping their offer. But his ex-girlfriend, Dalvin Cook's ex-girlfriend, declined both offers. Said, nope, I ain't taking it. I'm not doing that because you did this to me. Holy Toledo. Now, I've heard of people, doing this, offering money or whatever. I've never really heard of an organization doing the same thing. Now, would that, in my opinion, I just happen to think of this, guys. Would that come under scrutiny of the NFL in Roger Goodell's office? Would it? Why wouldn't it? Minnesota Vikings were offering Dalvin Cook's ex-girlfriend, hush money to recant what the allegations were. Ooh, I don't know, man. That Minnesota Vikings could be in a world of hot water with this one. A world of hot water. I continue. Cook allegedly punched and choked her, brandishing a rifle, and made death threats to her. Oh my gosh. And Minnesota Vikings wanted to keep that hush hush? Are you freaking kidding me? I'm sorry, man, but the Minnesota Vikings, they've got a real problem on their hands. A real problem. Because if they're trying to cover this up, listen to what I said. Listen to the allegations. Allegedly punched and choked her, brandishing a rifle, and made death threats to her. Oh my gosh. Dalvin Cook, you are a mess. An absolute mess. No wonder nobody's picked you up. No wonder they couldn't Minnesota couldn't find a trade for you. Minnesota was trying to get rid of you so fast because they don't want this on their this blemish. The blemish is already on him because they offered her money as well. The Vikings are not immune to this. They're not immune to this at all. I continue. He also threw her over a couch, injuring her forehead and nose and caused serious bleeding. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hey, Dalvin Cook. You just ruined your entire career, dude. You just totally ruined your entire career. Congratulations. Congratulations. Now, you're not the jackass of the week. You're close. If it wasn't for this one right here coming out, you would have, Dalvin Cook. You would have been the jackass of the week. And in my opinion, you still are. But so are the Vikings in a way, because you cannot do that. You can't cover up something like that. That's an assault. So basically what the Vikings are saying, from how I'm reading it, is the Minnesota Vikings are an accomplice to trying to get hush money. That's not good. That's not good at all. And I don't think we've heard the last of this when it comes to the Vikings. We may have it that, Roger Goodell could keep it under wraps and, not kind of push it under. I mean, look, that's what he did with Dan Snyder. Why wouldn't he do it with the Vikings? Whew. I thought the Vikings had a lot more class than that. I really did. Vikings were my favorite team from 1970 and 1976. And they're still my favorite NFC team. But this does put a dark cloud over how I feel about their the way they're running their organization. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I absolutely don't. All right. Now we are going to get into, you got it, guys, the jackass of the week. Okay. This week's jackass of the week is, this guy's nuts. This guy's absolutely insane. Here we go. Arizona Coyotes hockey team. Arizona Coyotes hockey player Alex Galchenyuk used racial slurs towards a police officer and threatened to have 2 officers killed during a traffic stop 2 weekends ago. What? Wait. Okay, people throw racial slurs all the time, okay? I'm not condoning it. I don't think it's right. I don't like it one bit. But, police officers put up with a whole heck of a lot. They put up with a whole heck of a lot. But when you threaten to kill a cop, well, now you've crossed that road. Now you crossed that line. Absolutely crossed that line. No doubt about it. But it gets worse, guys. It gets worse. Listen to this. He went on to say he has Russian connections and, quote, and this is in quotes, him saying he has Russian connections and I'm going to chop you, your wife, your daughter. All I have to do is make one phone call and you're all dead. Your whole family and your entire bloodline. End quote. Holy crap. Are you kidding me? Seriously. I don't know how the cops just didn't lose their control and just haul off and just smack this dude with their baton or just put a bullet through his head. Seriously. That's a definite threat. Absolute definite threat to police officers. And you can't do that. You can't. How in the heaven's name did these guys just not deck the heck out of this guy? Just not clock him. Take your baton or just smack him. But of course, then you end up with, police brutality and you get the whole riots and everybody starts breaking into stores. And I'm not going down that road. But that's what happens. I continue. He was arrested on charges of hit and run, disorderly conduct, failure to obey, resisting arrest, and threatening or intimidating behavior towards an officer. No kidding. No freaking kidding. And the Coyotes terminated his contract and released him immediately. Good. They should. But going back to what he said and what he was implying, I have Russian connections. All I have to do is make one phone call. What are you, the ambassador or something? No, you're an absolute idiot, a total idiot. This guy needs to be locked up for a very, very, very long time. Making threats like that. I just pointed out about Dalvin Cook making threats to his ex-girlfriend with a rifle. This guy's making threats to a police officer. And I'm not saying one is worse than the other, but to a degree, this one is, because he said he wanted to kill his entire family. He said, I'm going to chop you, your wife, your daughter. Now that gets personal, guys. That gets beyond personal. Okay. I can have people say things to me and it may bother me and I'll come fighting back. But if somebody says anything against my wife or my son or my grandkids, that's the next level. And that's when I take extreme measures, because you don't threaten my wife and you don't threaten or whatever. Not you guys out there personally, but people, say things. You don't do that. You don't make derogatory comments or statements or whatever about my wife or my grandkids or my son and daughter-in-law. You just don't do that. So how these guys kept their composure when he said that he was going or wanted to do that. He actually said it right there. He says, I am going, not I'm thinking about it. Not that I'd like to. No, I'm going to chop you, your wife, your daughter. I just need to make one phone call. Yeah. Nice guy, huh? Nice guy. Oh my gosh. Some people, they never learn. Never learn. You get these athletes that just think they're bigger than life. Well, they're not. They're not. And I hope this guy never steps foot on a National Hockey League arena or a rink again, and never plays for the National Hockey League ever again. Ban him for life. Put him in jail. Absolutely. Do not put up with this kind of stuff. This is not something to be taken lightly, because we all know what happens out there, guys, when you turn a blind eye to something and let it continue to happen. It festers and it grows, and this has to be stopped. I hope they lock him up big time and throw away the key and don't let him play in the NHL ever again. All right. Now, the topic of the show is called Malik Jackson Retires. That's true, but there's more to the story. And after reading this, I'm not too big of a Malik Jackson fan like I was in Super Bowl 50. All right. Last Friday, Malik Jackson announced he is retiring from the National Football League. Former Broncos member of the 2015 Super Bowl 50 champions is calling it a career after 10 seasons. Okay, that's all well and good. He has a right to retire. Absolutely. We all retire. I retired 2 years ago. He has a right to retire. That's great. It's what happened in his comments during his announcement that he's retiring. On the NFL Network's show, Jackson's remarks about the Broncos didn't sit well with fans. It didn't sit well with me either, and it still doesn't. I continue. Denver offered Jackson a one-day contract to retire as a Denver Bronco. Jackson said, and I quote, "Denver wanted to give me quite less money than Jacksonville. That's why I left. The money was significantly different. It's ridiculous. Therefore, I'm not going to sign a one-day contract with Denver," end quote. Hey, Malik, quit being a crybaby, okay? Quit being a crybaby. So the Broncos didn't offer you big money, okay? So what? You're going to hold grudges because they didn't offer you? You went to Jacksonville and made more money. So if you went to Jacksonville and made more money, why are you crying about what Denver didn't give you? Is it because you wanted to stay with the team? Well, maybe that's true. Maybe you did. But guess what? Things happen. It's a freaking business. Grow up. Take the pacifier out of your mouth, okay? Don't be childish. The Denver Broncos gave you your only freaking Super Bowl you ever got in your career. Now, sure, you earned it. Absolutely, you earned it. But to say that you're not going to sign a one-day contract to retire as a Denver Bronco is childish. Like I said, they offered you that availability. And you went home crying and said, I'm not doing it. Yeah, crybaby. Well, good. Retire. Retire as a Jacksonville Jaguar. I don't care. Go into Hall of Fame if you get elected. Go into Hall of Fame as a Jacksonville Jaguar. I could care less. Because guess what? With your comments, you've just lowered yourself from not my expectation, but my admiration of you in Super Bowl 50 and the entire 2015 season. That just got lowered because you're a crybaby. And you just take your ball and go home. Well, good. Go home. Go home. Enjoy your retirement. But to badmouth the Broncos because they didn't offer you what you wanted doesn't mean that they didn't want you. Maybe it was because other reasons that we are non-pervious to. So it has nothing to do with them not appreciating you or not wanting you on the team. There was various circumstances. That was the reasons behind it. So go ahead and cry all you want. Put the pacifier back in your mouth. While you're at it, put the diapers on because you're acting like a child. You're acting like a baby, a spoiled brat. So Malik, enjoy your retirement. I wish you all the best. I really do. But on your way out, don't let the screen door hit you, okay? Because that you're dissing the Denver Broncos when the Denver Broncos gave you your one and only championship. As a team, it was a team effort, yes, and you were part of it. But the Broncos as a whole gave you your one and only Super Bowl championship. And this is the way you treat them? You couldn't sign a one-day contract and go out on top. Go out on top, man. Do the right thing. Put bygones behind you. Put things that happened behind you. Nope. Not Malik Jackson. So on that realm, have a very, very good retirement. I wish you all the best. That's all I can say. Wish you all the best. I just don't appreciate you bad-mouthing the Broncos on your way out of the NFL. Okay? Just saying. They gave you everything, and this is what you give in return? Okay? So be it. Take the money in Jacksonville and enjoy yourself. Put that Jacksonville helmet on your thing and never. And you know what? Maybe you should give back the Broncos Super Bowl ring. Maybe you should give that back. Why? Why keep it? You don't like them? Don't keep the freaking ring. Give it back. Just saying. If you don't want to sign a one-day contract and retire as a Denver Bronco, give back the Super Bowl ring. That's the least you could do. You won't do it. What you should do is sign that one-day contract. It's kind of hard to do that, babies don't learn how to write and that kind of thing. So, yeah. Good luck in retirement. All right. Okay. Nathaniel Hackett. Now, I know I've picked on Nathaniel Hackett forever and a day, but it's well-deserved. This one ruffles my feathers a little bit if I wasn't ruffled enough with the Malik Jackson thing. This one ruffles my feathers as well. Nathaniel Hackett says that the Jets, and I'm quoting now, Nathaniel Hackett says that the Jets will benefit from Aaron Rodgers making play calls at the line of scrimmage, per NBC Sports. NBC Sports broke that. Wait a minute. Hackett was the head coach of the Denver Broncos. He didn't want Russell Wilson calling the plays. Why not? But no, he says the Jets will benefit from Aaron Rodgers calling the plays at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, because that's what quarterbacks do, you moron Hackett. You didn't do that with the Broncos because you wanted to be the big guy. You wanted to be the guy that made the play calls. Well, we all saw what that resulted in. A sucked team. A sucked season. A pathetic season. But no, it's okay because now you got Aaron Rodgers back and you're the offensive coordinator of the Jets. It's going to be great to have him make the play calls. You know why? Because you're the offensive coordinator. You're supposed to be making the play calls. But the head coach of the Jets goes, oh, hell no. Oh, we don't want you calling plays. We saw what happens when you call plays. yeah, you suck. But he couldn't allow Russell Wilson to call plays for the Broncos. And yet he says that the Jets are going to benefit from Aaron Rodgers calling plays at the line of scrimmage. What do you think Payton Manning did? Gary Kubiak was an amazing play caller. Amazing play caller. If some of you out there don't recall or don't know, Gary Kubiak was John Elway's backup quarterback. He knew exactly what John Elway liked to do and stuff. Now, he wasn't a coordinator. He was a backup. He was a backup quarterback. But nonetheless, he knew. And then when he went to be a head coach in Texas, he knew what to do there. And then he became the Broncos head coach in their Super Bowl run in 2015. And they and he let Peyton Manning call his own plays. Why? Because he knows what Peyton Manning sees on the field. He can see it right in front of him. And so can Aaron Rodgers. And so can Russell Wilson. So is every quarterback. That's why they're called the field general. Because they're the ones calling the plays. They see it right in front of them. They have the availability to change the play. Not when Hackett was the head coach of the Broncos. Oh, no, it got to be my way. I do it my way. Well, we saw what your way does. It puts us in last place with a 5-12 record, you moron. That's what it does. And now he's giving all the praise to Aaron Rodgers. You know, this guy's a work of art, man. This guy's a piece of work for sure. He has no idea what he's talking about. I mean, he's talking out both sides of his mouth. I mean, literally. You know, I mean, the guy is something else. That's all I can say. Totally something else. Let's see. 1023 Hawks fan says, at MHRT Network, you mad that Nathaniel Hackett is younger than you, old man, and has more money than you? No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. I'm just saying that it's just funny that, he said he does one thing as a head coach. And when he's offensive coordinator and he knows he's going to have to call the plays, all of a sudden he shifts it over to Aaron Rodgers. You can't have it both ways, Hackett. You can't. I mean, I know you're trying. You're trying awful hard, and now you're going to be on Hard Knocks. So, hey, you go for it. Go for it. Have a good time. Have a good time, because nobody that's ever been on Hard Knocks has gone deep in the playoffs or won a Super Bowl. Not that I can recall. I could be wrong, but I certainly doubt it. Okay? Did Detroit win the Super Bowl last year? No. Did they get there? I don't think so. Nope. Okay. Okay. So, all right. Let's. What did I do? Okay. All right. Now we're going to go to an interesting tidbit. Now, when you're Tom Brady, and you got the world by your fingertips, so to speak, and you're married to Giselle Bunchkin, and got beautiful kids and all this, and then things end up going south, and you get divorced and whatnot. Tom, you're I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me get this. Okay, here we go. Tom Brady and who? Woo! Tom Brady and Kim Kardashian were seen at the annual 4th of July bash, okay, hosted by Ruben. It's some guy named Ruben, okay? Rumors quickly spread that the two were dating, while sources close to Tom and Kim said they are just friends. How many times, guys, how many times out there have you heard people say, yeah, we're just friends? There ain't nothing going on. We're just friends. Friends are, we go out and have coffee, go to the beach or whatever. We're just friends. Mm-hmm. Yeah. My wife and I started out as friends too. We were just friends. Literally. I was going through divorce. I'm not going to go back on all that, but people who know me know that, we were just friends. We were going out for coffee. We would have, lunch together sometimes. And 6 years later, I got married. 6 years later, I got married to her. Yeah. Just friends. Okay. I continue. A source told the outlet that the two were super flirty with each other at Ruben's party and were seen during the day on the beach together and dancing at night. Yep. They're just friends. They're just friends. Because that's what friends do. Friends go to the beach, they hang out with each other, which is true. Friends do that. They do go to the beach. They do hang out. They do dance at a party. That's what friends do. That's also what dating does. I'm not saying they're dating, and says that a source close to them said they're just friends. Just friends. Okay, so be it. Tom Brady can date and dance whoever he wants with. Ain't no big deal. I just found it interesting, though, that it was Kim Kardashian. Why? Why do I find it interesting? I don't know. It's just that whole Kardashian family and that whole, reality show and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It doesn't seem, of course, I don't know Tom Brady. I've never met the guy, but I don't know. I don't know. To me, it just doesn't seem like something he would be doing. But then again, hey, like I said, I don't know him. I can only speculate. I can only see what I see on TV or, YouTube, internet, whatever. I don't know. Just found it interesting, though, that they were flirty, they were dancing, they were seen at the beach. What friends do. Just what friends do. Perfect. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. All right. That was the next to the last topic. Now, let's get into the last topic of the show. And this is a feel-good story, okay, in a different way. It's a feel-good story. And I always like to end my show with a feel-good story. I mean, if I'm going to do a Jackass of the Week and, and point out the faults and stuff of that, I like to bring in, something good, something wholesome, something. Whoa, I hit a button wrong, guys. I'm sorry about that. Technical difficulties, I guess. Okay, well, sorry. Things do happen. I hit the wrong button. I totally apologize. I know it's because I'm a year older. I get it. I know. Old age is setting in. All right, say what you want, guys. It's all good. Okay, feel-good story. Philip Rivers wore number 17 in his NFL playing days. Well, Philip and his wife, Tiffany, will be one child closer to that number 17. They have announced that they are expecting baby number 10, a boy, in the fall of this year. Well, congratulations to Philip Rivers. A lot of people, chastise him, and I never really liked him as a quarterback because, he used to beat the Broncos all the time when he played for the Chargers. And it's, you got that rival, and I don't like any team and any player, especially in the division, that beats my favorite team, the Denver Broncos. But this is a feel-good story. When people say, wow, he's got way too many kids and blah, blah, blah. I was reading that, his parents all came from, they had 9 children, not his parents, but his mom or his dad, they all came from big families. And he always wanted big family. He said he always thought, we'll just stop at 9 and that be it, because that's apparently his mom was one of 9 and his dad was one of 9. So he thought, okay, we'll just keep it 1 of 9, or keep going at 9, I should say. But they're going to end up with 10. Now, I don't know if they're going to stop at 10. I didn't say, but it's a feel-good story, because if he wants to have 10 children, that's great. He's blessed with 10 children. That's awesome. He can afford it, obviously. I mean, he's made a great career for himself, and more power to him. I don't chastise anybody that wants to have kids, as long as they can afford them, and he can. Now, if it's somebody else that struggles along the way or something, and then they're not being too smart. But Philip Rivers, obviously he's a great dad. He's a great husband. And he was one of the greatest quarterbacks. Hard for me to say because he played for the Chargers, and same way I could say about Patrick Mahomes. He's a great quarterback. Hard for me to say, but it's true. But it's hard for me to say because it's a thorn in the Broncos' side. But congratulations to Philip and Tiffany. That's awesome. I wish them all the best. Rivers, 41, retired in 2021 and coaches his oldest son at St. Michael Catholic School. Well, that's great. That's awesome. So he gets to coach him. By the way, his son is a quarterback. Oh, no kidding. but he's a quarterback for the school that Philip Rivers coaches. So I think that's awesome. I think that's great. It's wonderful. He's still being a father, he's still being a dad, and he's doing it all the right way. No name has been picked out for the upcoming child, and no word on whether there'll be a number 11 along the way. Nope, there's no word on that. But congratulations to Philip Rivers and Tiffany Rivers and the entire Rivers family for an upcoming new addition to their household. Man, I'll tell you what, I can't even imagine 10 children, let alone, I can't even imagine, 5 or 6. It's just, I know it's a joy. I know it's a blessing for those families that have, big families. I know it's a blessing. It's a reward. And it's definitely a God-given blessing. Absolutely. 100%. And I think it's just great that they're going to be welcoming their 10th child. My hat goes off to Philip Rivers for having all the patience in the world, and for Tiffany, obviously, for all of those babies and those children. But that's a great way to wrap up the show with a feel-good story. I know it wasn't a Broncos story, but it doesn't matter. It's a feel-good story, and I just wanted to bring that along to end out this show. That's it, guys. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you have not, please do so. I appreciate it. The MHRT network appreciates it. And it's just, just great every single week to have you guys in the chat. Those that are watching but not in the chat, appreciate it as well. Thank you guys so much. Going to go down the list from Avatar to Bubba Gonzalez. Happy birthday, or birthday boy, Bubba, as well. 1023 Hawks fan, and just really appreciate all of you being in the house. Jerry Wallace, thank you so much again for being in the house. Thank you for your birthday wishes to me. Same with Bubba Gonzalez and Avatar and everybody else. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Once again, if it wasn't for you guys that watch the show, support the show, and are in the chat with your comments, positive, negative, doesn't matter. Really do appreciate it. You guys, you know what the shows are. Monday through Friday, we got the Cluster Puck on Monday. I'm going to be a guest on that this coming Monday with Nick. Really appreciate that opportunity. That's going to be Monday. Cluster Puck. Tuesday's a 5280, followed by the No Nonsense and Whiskey. Wednesday is a Wild Wild West. Thursday is the Brews, Orange and Brews. And then Friday, this show once again next week, Broncos Breakdown live with me, your host, Bronco Bill, goes live at 5, 6, 7, and 8. Until then, guys, take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We will talk to you next Friday. Have a great weekend, guys. But until then, take care. Bye-bye.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.